seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see, the number 6 team in the country, the Miami Hurricanes, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Pittsburgh Panthers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Pitt lined up for the opening kickoff. He's going to bring it out from deep. Breaks even with the yardage he would have gotten with a touchback. So Miami's offense is on the field for the first time today. And here he comes, guys, the man who makes everything go.
Everything in this offense is built around his ability. He's got such great field vision. He's got it all.
He is must-watch TV. Let's not get it twisted. People show up to this stadium. People are watching back at home because of this guy right here.
And the Hurricanes want to move quickly. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A game for this one. They've circled this one all offseason, so they better be ready to bring it today, Dave.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
They'll leave it with him. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. One of the offshoots of expansion, particularly in the Big Ten, was how viable could the ACC remain, and it just sort of ramps up the stakes when they meet on the field.
Yeah, I think all of this conference realignment, all the money talk, the loss of rivalries, but it's the haves and the have-nots. And let's be honest, the SEC and the Big Ten are the big 2 gorillas, right? Anytime you can make a statement and dent these 2 big powerhouse conferences, go do it.
I think the ACC, too, is going to play with a chip on his shoulder. Back in conference realignment, it was the best 4 programs from the Pac-12 that all chose the Big Ten and not the ACC, so this one will be interesting.
And the Canes are moving quickly down the field. Looking for a gap. It's Compton. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on first down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good second down.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Brown wants to pass. Unloads it downfield. Oh, he can't hang on to the football. A big play sitting right there for the taking, and they can't get it done early in this one.
And the offense clearly saying, we want to take those deep shots. We want to be aggressive. And I think that's a good strategy because it makes the defense really honor what you're going to do. And just missed a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if this offense finds a way to come back to some of their deep ones.
They've got the screen set up. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down.
And what are you thinking on 3rd down? Go get the quarterback. That's what defensive linemen are trying to do. Use the aggressiveness against them. Let them run upfield. Throw that screen pass right behind them. Nice throw, nice execution. Way to get the first down.
To the ground with the back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. That linebacker was a heat-seeking missile, and the heat that he sought was the ball carrier.
Great job, great feel. Linebackers are making all the calls in the defense and understanding when I need to come through that gap and come through with bad intentions. Those guys are usually 245 pounds of heat-seeking missile.
A strong tackle and wrap-up from the junior.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding the ball so he can break some of those big runs. But I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
9th play of the opening drive coming up, but now they face a 3rd down. Feeling some heat. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. And they're going to head out to line up for a field goal. Everything will have to be clean from 55 yards away. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. And the Canes looking to convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Finds his tight end. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. The Canes come to the line with a new set of downs. They're going to run it. And maybe they want to try somewhere else because there is nothing doing in the middle of this defense.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. He'll ride his man on the option. Now the toss. Breaks the tackle. And he finds some solid space. Makes a nice game for the defense.
Running back just doesn't go down easy. It's just difficult for defenses to get him on the ground. Not overly huge, but if I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm going to continue to find ways to feature him. And just, you know what? Let his talent do the rest.
You know, this is a running back who wants the ball, and he wants the offense to run through him. Really nice job there on the 3rd down of this opening drive for his offense. I can't wait to see what kind of game this guy's going to have.
On first down from the 13-yard line. Oh, it's a reverse. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They'll try the toss to the left. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he'll finish the run and the end zone. Touchdown, Canes.
The offense goes as he goes, so really no surprise on the opening drive. They keep feeding him the football. He showed you all of his ability on that TV.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. So they played keep away and held it for 16 plays on the scoring drive. And the capper came on the run to the end zone from the 13. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner is stopped. So the Pitt Panthers offense will get the ball for the first time. As we take a look at our impact players for this one, what are you looking for, Jesse, for a guy to make an impact?
Well, these are simply put the leaders of this football team, and generally games go how these guys play. If they make plays, then they've got a shot to win this one.
No doubt, they got to show up.
And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
And that's going to be the challenge for this offense tonight, is holding up against this pass rush. They are one of the best defenses in the entire nation because of their ability to get pressure on the quarterback. They're going to have to do a much better job tonight protecting their guy, or they've got no shot.
The throw to the outside is complete. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there. 3rd down coming up after the completion. Defense in press coverage. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. And that one's too high and too wide, out of bounds and incomplete. Pitt will have to boot this one away.
Number 14, on to kick it away.
Fields the punt and tries to find an opening. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. They'll start this drive and snap it from the 40. Leaves it with the back. Shakes off the defender. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
I think tackling is about effort most of the time. It's about how much passion, how much physicality you can bring to get your guy on the ground. Refuse not to get him on the ground. That's not a big back. You got to get that guy on the ground. You can't let him pick up an extra couple yards and stay ahead of the sticks.
And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49.
Just a simple power play. Again, not sexy, run the ball up the middle, physicality, offensive line gets to assert themselves, run block, what they love to do. This pays dividends down the road in the 4th quarter.
They convert on third down as he gets it to the 46-yard line. Offense goes on the attack on 1st and 10. On the option. Now the pitch. At the 35, he's open. Nothing but green ahead. He's up to 94 yards on the ground, and that's just another routine day for this guy who's been among the nation's leaders in rushing all season long. The explosive play set the table. Now they got to serve the feast. On the option. He'll toss it. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Hurricane.
And the running back gets his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue to feed this guy. You can tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll bring it out. It's Morton. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And not great blocking up front. They're struggling to get the running game going. And tell you what, they got to find something. Last week, it was a bad performance. And this offense has got to get some momentum early in this game and find something that they do really, really well and someone they can count on.
It's that hole for 4 and gets it out to the 16. We've reached the end of the quarter, and Miami is on top. They largely dominated this first quarter as indicated by the stats. Now the challenge here, they've taken a punch, but they can't let it get out of hand as we start the second. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Steps away. He'll pull it down. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Pitt will line up to punt it away. That first punt was a beauty. They'd take another one just like it. He gets a block. There he goes. Open it up. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. A dynamic, explosive return. The sliver of daylight exploding through it, just vaporizing and reappearing on the other side and housing it.
And punt returners are so quick, you can play touch football in an elevator with them and lose. You can't even get your hand on those. So quick, so elusive. Does such a great job making people miss, but still going full speed up the field to get all the way to the end zone and score the TD.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Houston is lighting up the scoreboard behind an offense that looks just about as good as we've ever seen in Clutch City. They're up 14 over Kansas State. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. 29 Philly. Off play action on first down. Throws to the wideout. It's caught downfield. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. And he was looking over the middle and couldn't make the connection.
This offense just has to find a way to find a rhythm here. They're playing at home, and they want this crowd to stay involved and be an asset in the game, but they need to start making plays. They can't keep throwing incompletions this early.
Quick pass on the fly motion. They could have used a little bit more there. Pick up of 3. It's 3rd and 7. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And the DB forcing the incomplete pass with the deflection. Pitt will have to boot this one away.
On to punt it away.
And the punt team able to smack him to the ground.
What a break. I tell you what, the returner caught a huge break. That football getting on the deck with all that speed on the field, but he was able to go recover it.
Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Pressure got to the QB that time. He was trying to find his check down out of the backfield, but the hit forced the incompletion.
Now facing a 2nd and 10 from the 28 after that last incompletion. Give to the back. Give him 105 yards rushing, and that should be no surprise. He's been among the nation's elite all season.
And with that run, he goes over 100 yards. We knew coming into this game tonight, they wanted to force feed him the football. They knew to win the game, they were going to have to establish the running game and be the more physical team in the trenches. You turn around and give this guy the ball, good things generally happen, and we've seen that over the course of this game.
That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on 3rd down. First one's on its way. The leg ought to be strong. Only called on twice in the victory last week. The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. They've got nothing done so far, and they already find themselves in a 3-possession hole, Jesse.
Yeah, and as a head coach, you're wondering, what didn't I say? What didn't I do to get my team ready to go? Because we look like we're sleepwalking at this point.
Nothing went well in the first quarter. You just say refresh. Like, let's try to find a way now. Chip into this lead. Try to make...
Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. And the senior just took that one out of the air and sends it the other way. Out comes the offense as they get set to take over. He'll start this drive firing. Unloads to the wideout. Throws into double coverage, and it's picked off. The return never really got started, but boy, he has set his team up at the 28. They'll run this play from the pistol. Snags it quickly on the left.
Great job by the quarterback there. He saw the safety right on the run fake. So as the safety comes running downhill, he now knows he has the slant throw to his receiver on the outside.
The play action fake. Buys a little time with his feet. The quarterback scrambled around, but the defense able to scramble him and turn it into a sack. They've made 3rd down offense a key. It'll be tested on 3rd and long from the 28. Fires to the wideout. Makes a connection. That defense got gassed, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47. Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Gets it out quickly. And they make the tackle, but the official has tossed his flag.
Hold it.
They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. On 1st down, here comes this offense. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Loss of 2. 2nd down.
This offense has a 2nd down play. He's looking to throw. And the defense gets to the quarterback.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now you see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
And we might as well state the obvious. First and second down didn't work out. Third and very long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. They'll run the screen. Defense was not fooled by that screen to the back, and they'll stop him short of the marker. It'll be fourth down. Pitt will line up to punt it away. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
They'll run the option. Now the toss. They'll finally make the tackle, but that option was executed to perfection. Just moving those chains the way Frank Gore did back in the day.
Frank Gore, Willis McGahee, Edgerrin James, so many elite backs in Miami history. Finding that guy that you can give the ball to that's reliable, important part of the Canes tradition.
They needed to find enough space and get it moving forward, and they're up to the 22. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Coming after it. Looking for an open area to his left. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down. Trying to pick up a first down. Brown will throw it. Pocket starts to collapse. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. The Hurricanes decide to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. That's usually prime return position, but he'll make the fair catch just outside the 40. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now. They got to put points on the board right here, cut into this deficit, create a little bit of momentum, because this one's going to get out of hand otherwise.
Yeah, there are a lot of offenses out there that might just say, okay, let's just regroup and figure it out. This offense doesn't have time to do that. They've got to be aggressive. They've got to throw it downfield. They've got to score points.
Trying to find his man on first down. Trying to escape and get it himself. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
Sometimes these guys just have eyes in the back of their head. You saw it right there. He was able to buy himself time, get outside the pocket, and at that point, I think the decision was pretty easy. Hey, I can go.
Throws toward the end zone. Fires into traffic, picked off. And the offense makes the tackle in frustration after the interception. Drive comes up empty, and it's a turnover.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
When you play defensive end, it's all about getting off the football. You can tell, gets off the football really fast, gets in the backfield, gets the running back before he knows what hit him. What a play by the defensive end.
Using his feet to buy time. He's got an open man. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down.
I love when QBs break the pocket and still look to attack. Because as soon as you break the pocket, I'm thinking, oh, man, he's going to take off and run, and I might come up. But those big plays can be made down the field. Nice job by the quarterback keeping his eyes down the field.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
9-yard pickup on first down, and now they can take a shot on second and short. Moving out of the pocket. On the move, he fires. Got him downfield. Elevates over his man. He was smelling that end zone, but they get him down at the 4 after the big pass play.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch. When this guy gets the ball in his hands, he is so dangerous after the fact. So it's okay for him to make catches. You just got to get him to the ground quickly.
The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call.
Timeout, Miami.
And I don't think they got it snapped before the play clock ran out.
Delay of game. Offense.
Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. And the Hurricanes are threatening on 1st and goal. Brown wants to pass. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Miami! How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5?
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. And he was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
0.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. What a scene there in Pittsburgh. What a fine performance we've seen. Talk about a first half from that dude out of the backfield. He's been a total game changer. And how many top plays moments have we seen on missed tackles alone? Video game moves from one of the shiftiest players in all of college football. And with that, let's send it back to the guys on the north side of Pittsburgh.
And the Canes will kick it away to start the second half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. Huge deficit to start this third quarter. They just need to find something to build a little confidence.
Yeah, it hasn't gone well. When you're trailing by this much, this first drive, man, does everything matter and hinge on this? Because every possession in the second half is going to be critical.
Yeah, and I think if you're on offense, why hold back? What are you worried about? Nothing went well in the first half for you, and at this point, trailing by as much as you are, throw caution to the wind, be aggressive, and let's just see what happens.
After that big gainer to open things up, they'll put it in play from the 40. Red pass, it's complete.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Here on 2nd and short. Power football with the run. And he gets the first down, but man, did he get the hit stick laid on his noggin.
You wonder now on offense, have they found something in the run game? Finally, it's been tough for them to get the run game going, but they picked up a nice gain on that last one. Let's see if they go back to it.
Makes his man miss.
And it's just simple. Simple first down run, showing your physicality, setting your offense up in a good spot.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down and 2nd and 6. Wide out in motion. Now the play fake. Extending the play. Quarterback gets the first down. A really nice run and gain, and he gets down to avoid taking punishment. This offense hasn't found the end zone yet. Starting to move, it's 1st and 10. Trying to make that rush think on the draw play here. They make the stop, give him 3 yards on the carry, balls at the 24.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
On 2nd down, looking to throw. It's complete to the right. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They run into a bit of trouble here. 3rd and long from the 25, and the last thing they want is to get knocked out of field goal range. Not the type of accuracy you typically see from this senior quarterback. They'll send out the kicker to try to salvage this drive. This is not a straight-on kick, a 42-yarder from the right hash. Splits the uprights. Good. After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, that they get him on the ground at the 20. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance. You know, run it.
And he breaks into the open. He's inside the 40. Past the 20. Touchdown, Canes! And the stomping has commenced.
This offense looked unstoppable in the first half, lighting up the scoreboard, and it doesn't look much different here in the second half. They take their first drive of the 3rd quarter, march it down the field and score. There's no end in sight for these guys.
Getting set for the point after. The kick is up and good, and put one more on the lead. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Missouri has the lead right now. Columbia has just been jumping all week, but this game is hardly over. There is time left on that clock. They're up by 6 over Northern Illinois. If anything big happens, you need to know about.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Use the play fake, now to throw. Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit.
And there's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, he wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
They get him down after he makes the catch.
Well, a nice completion there, finding the tight end. And what's so beautiful about that is while they didn't get the first, they were able to pick up enough yards now to make the 3rd down manageable, really putting this offense in a good position.
Takes it from the gun on the short hand. It's Johnson to the 43-yard line, and a first down for this offense. And the Panthers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. He's going to pass. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. At the 45, on his way. And a nice pickup on the run, and gets down to avoid contact.
Yeah, I think you're just seeing the experience this guy has, right? He's so poised that initially he's flushed out of the pocket, nothing's open, and he doesn't panic. He's not throwing it away. He's not sliding early. He just knows where the defense is.
And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
And you could easily argue the biggest reason this team is trailing here in the second half is because they have not been able to protect their quarterback tonight. They've already given up 5 sacks in the game, and you just saw another one right there. This offensive line has had problems all night long.
Quickly out to the tight end. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Really good job working through his progression. You get it to him quickly, and the big tight end has a chance to run a little.
And a really good job by the QB throwing an accurate throw. I got to hit those guys on the move, on the run, so they can do this. They can catch the football, get upfield, and chew up some extra yards.
In search of their first touchdown of the game, they are on the move with a 1st and 10. DB's locked up tight on the receivers, trying to get to him. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
Personal foul. Roughing the pass. Defense.
I know defenders hate quarterbacks and love nothing more than hitting them, but you're hitting yourself in the gut when you get a 15-yard penalty. Handoff to the single running back. He pushes his way down to the floor as they get closer and closer.
Ooh, and I love the running back here running into the blitz. He saw the extra defender. He was able to put his foot in the ground and make a miss. That was a good play.
Might as well stick with him. And he gets it back to the 4-yard line and no farther.
And now a big 3rd down coming up. Down multiple possessions. This is one, Palmer, I'm looking for 6. I'm not trying to kick a field goal.
And it'll be intercepted in the end zone. And the senior just snatched the ball out of the air and gave it back to his offense.
Have a day, young fella. 2 interceptions already? That's 3, 4, 5, 6 games for some people. A hot start, catching the football. He's acting like he's playing wide receiver out there. I might think about trying a different DB.
Gets a nice surge and crosses the 5 to the 6-yard line, a pickup of 3.
Small gain, I know, but again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass, make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. Steps away to find some room. He'll fire to his right. He's got it downfield for a huge gain. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play. That last chunk play is one that'll really put a drive on the move. It's 1st and 10 from the 43. He's going for it all. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one.
The offense is trying to put the defense on their heels. On the 2nd play of the drive, they completed a big one. And on the 3rd play, they take another shot. Didn't come up with that one, but wouldn't surprise me if they tried again here.
And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down.
This offense all game long has been running really well, and I'm really impressed by how well they've recruited at the running back position. They've got some dynamic players coming in each other fresh, and they're hurting this.
He's taking the shot. Makes the catch. And he'll run out of bounds just short of the goal line. Wanted to get it in, but couldn't quite get home. After that big play, they're trying to pay it off right on the goal line. They'll try to get it in with the run. Touchdown, Hurricane! And the beatdown has ensued.
Reese, that's 3 for the young fella. I mean, this dude's smelling the end zone. Anytime he gets near, you know he's going to lower his shoulder, do whatever it takes to get in the end zone. The hat trick, the 3rd touchdown.
Miami, 42, hit 3.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive that made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
And he'll move his way forward to the first down. They'll mark it at the 35.
You got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that first down.
The corners are walked up tight. The give to the back. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Stuck with a running game on 1st down. Now here they come again. One back in the backfield. He gets the carry. 1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. Wow, this offense is doing nothing. They've already punted 4 times and staring at the possibility of a 5th. Now they'll run the draw. He's able to fight his way for a couple of yards, but it'll be 4th down and 3. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page.
Timeout, Miami.
Pitt will have to boot this one away. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. Another punt on the way. Got to make sure those hammies and glutes all activated. Don't want any muscle pulls from overuse. Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. They'll power it inside with the fullback. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line.
And the fullbacks, usually are typically another block, right? Those are the big, strong guys that usually lead the way for the running back. But occasionally you slip it to them, and you probably don't do it too much and don't make a living off it. But when you get a nice little chunk like this, maybe you find another way to give him the football.
All right, nothing flashy there. He just did what it took to get the 1st down.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. And the pressure was all over him in the blink of an eye. We've reached the end of the quarter and Miami is on top. This has been a complete obliteration so far, as the 3rd quarter stats will show you. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. They'll try to get outside. Just ran over it. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. And the Canes come to the line in the hurry-up, trying to get the corner. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Open.
Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Coming to the line of scrimmage on 3rd down. They'll toss it to the left. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. The Canes will call on their punt team. Coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
So the offense will decline that penalty after the big play. A costly penalty for this defense gives them a 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Lets it fly deep downfield. He snares it in the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers!
And this has been a rough day for this offense, and finally, some good things to happen. Build some momentum maybe for the future. That's the way the coaches spin it when you're getting beat up and you're getting destroyed. Like, listen, let's find something for the future. Let's keep fighting. Let's keep working. This team's done that, put some points on the board, so it's not all bad.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain. Go back to what was working earlier on in this one, and David, to me, that starts with being the more physical team.
No, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game. You're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. Now the pitch. He steps out of bounds, but he's got a first down on the play.
Hold it. Offense.
That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. They get him stopped after a gain of 4 out to the 28. Let's see what call they have on 3rd and long from the 28. Now they'll run it to the right here. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. The Hurricanes will line up to punt it away. And the return man couldn't get to it to make the catch, and the ball will bounce out of bounds. The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. They'll get this drive started from the 29. Comes out throwing on 1st down. Caught near the sideline, it's Johnson. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
This offense has their work cut out for him, man, because the coverage has been so tight. And if you're not throwing to the sideline or you're not getting past the sticks, this defense is going to tackle you inbounds like they just did on that last play and bleed the clock.
Well, and that's your goal. Separate man from ball. Try to get your shoulder in there on the catch point and really give him something to think about. Physically jar that football and knock it out. Nice job by the defender.
He's going to run it. He saw just enough daylight to move the sticks and get it done with his legs. The Panthers have it with a 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Getting some heat. And the quarterback was trying to extend the play, and the defense brought it to a close.
Well, the defense is not taking their 4th quarter, and still they're getting pressure on this quarterback, registering a sack.
Snags it over the middle. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. They've got a good chunk of ground to cover on 3rd and long from the 41. From the gun, wants to pass. Now adjusting. He's got 1st down yardage across the 50. They'll mark it at the 49. Pittsburgh has a really nice drive going. To the air on 1st down. Fires to the right. It's caught. Afterburner's coming. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Panthers. This game is almost certainly decided already, but the good news is for the next game, guys still flying around, still playing hard, not really hanging their heads.
Long season. This is early in the season. Still got plenty of time. Still find out which plays you like, which you don't, and keep running them, keep getting better at them. So use this as practice.
He'll bring it out. It's Williams. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
Yeah, and there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football, make your plays, put a good drive together.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
I want to get my running backs the ball in space as much as possible, and sometimes it doesn't work in the running game. But I can throw it to him. I can try to create some space out wide, dump him the football, let him make some catches, and see if I can't get some big plays out of it.
Well, as a defense, you know this is going to be a challenge every time you face this offense. They're one of the 25 best in the nation at getting first downs because they can pick them up in a variety of ways, including running the football. You have got to be physical when facing off against this offense.
And a great job by the linebacker. You can tell starting to crowd the line of scrimmage, get up there in the line of scrimmage, see it, diagnose it, get in the backfield, get the running back on the ground for the tackle for the loss.
Not a lot of room, and found his way ahead for 2 out to the 26. They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. Works his way through the traffic, and he picks up 8 yards on the play, and this one's much more manageable on 4th and 3. And the Hurricanes will try to pin them back with the punt. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. Slips through the line. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Catch in the middle. It's Renfro. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. 2 minutes now left in this one, and time is running short if they want to find a way to pull this one out. Now they'll try to cash in this drive. 1st and 10 from the 50. Fires to the tight end.
And this offense is going to have to find more explosive plays. And it can't just rely on the dink and dunk. It's going to have to find itself and score more points. Listen, they got beat up today. But moving on in the future, they've got some good pieces. They got to find a way to fit them together, create some explosive plays on this offense, because today they've been lacking.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
Makes the grab outside. It's Renfro. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. Pittsburgh trying to put a touchdown on the board in this red zone trip. The defense uses their 2nd timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. Quarterback and running back set up in the pistol. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. Good quickness to grab it off the bounce. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down. That's why everybody has to do the tip drill. DBs and receivers, and it worked out this time for the offense.
That's exactly what you want as a defender. Just get your hand on the football, let that thing bounce, and you see so many big plays made, but it was the opposite. It goes right to the wide receiver, makes the play, makes the catch. Man, that's frustrating for a defense.
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. He'll just keep slinging it. Lets it go to the end zone, and it's his 4th interception of the night. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
The #1 objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost over.
Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. That linebacker saw the express lane right to the ball carrier.
And a great job by the defensive line, getting some push, making them use their resources on him. Linebacker comes free, good and making the back.
Couldn't fight his way out of the end zone, and they get him for a safety. So after that safety, they'll kick it away from their own 20.
You could tell the defense smelled it. They knew exactly where they were on the field, put the pressure on him, got him down in the end zone. Safety, baby.
First down here for the offense. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Quick completion on the out. They get him on the ground at the 37, but give him 15 yards on that chunk play, and they'll move the chains. They'll throw it on first down. And that is his 5th interception. If he comes out to try for 6, he'll be lucky. Didn't get a ton on the return, but they've got it inside the 20 at the 19-yard line.
Heat up them pass rushers, bring in them DBs. That's what I'm doing in this situation. When I got the lead by a couple scores late in the ball game, in the 4th quarter, I'm going to rush the passer like crazy. I'm going to put all those DBs back playing the pass. That's what happened. Great job understanding they're going to have to take shots. We get the interception. This one's almost over.
No, he just flat ran over it. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down. And the Canes headed quickly to the line. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. Throws to the tight end. Finds a man on the left. And he's running in the open. Touchdown, Miami! And the pummeling has started. They add on another one, and they're about to push their record to 5-1. And they did tack on that extra point without any adventure. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
49-19.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Morton. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped. When he brought it out of the end zone, he'll be stopped at the 15. The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. Not a lot to feel great about in this one, Jesse, but I'm sure they'll try to seek out some positives.
Well, this might be an opportunity, too, Reese, to go back when they watch this game and just find the plays and the schemes that were working. There weren't a lot, obviously, David, but maybe an opportunity for the coaching staff to condense the playbook.
I was going to say, there's not a lot of good to go back to. That'd be a quick film session because there was more negatives than positives. But when you look at this week you've got a week to figure it out, figure out what your offense is going to be.
And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9. Defense gets the timeout call. 20 seconds left on the clock. You make up the game plan, and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again. Pitt will line up to punt it away. Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. The offense lining up for a first down play. They'll run it from the gun. Running like he wants that football as he gets to the 37. Well, this one had all the suspense of a bug hurtling his way toward a windshield, and they did splatter them. An absolutely dominating performance.
Got to give the coaching staff a ton of credit. They obviously had their guys ready to play and motivated right from the opening kick. All 3 phases we saw, just spectacular football. No mental mistakes, David. You really can't play better than that.
Nah, it's really fun to do this. Come out and just dominate opponents. Start from finish. Nothing to worry about. You just know you're better. You're going to do you, put up a bunch of points, and win by a lot of points.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.